is the Rangers Journal Night.
A very good afternoon to you all and welcome to another edition of the Rangers Journal. This is your post-match debrief after Rangers yet again failed to win on their travels following a 3-each draw with Hibs in Leith. Joining me to go through it is the one we've had to drag out, is the smiling face, it is Bobby. Bobby, good afternoon. How are you doing, my man?
I'm okay, my friend. You all right? I know, mate. I know.
Oh, we'll get. It's Rangers on their travels. Obviously, after the sensational performance on Thursday against Celtic at home, we think we were maybe going to turn a corner again. But you know, as I said, Rangers bring us crashing back down to earth. We'll get into it all. First of all, I think the lineup. You know, we kept the same team that started against Celtic, so that was a lineup of Liam Kelly in goals, Red Van Yilmaz playing at right back, Dujon Sterling and Robin Propper. Jeffrey playing at left back, Mo Diamande and Nico Raskin as a double pivot, an attacking trio of Václav Cherny, Nedim Bajrami and Yanis Hadji, who were supporting Hamza Igaman. Bobby, were you expecting any changes, or were you on the sports science side where we need to make changes, or do you think the manager's at a stage where he's got to stick with what he knows and what could get him results?
You know that saying, new year, new me? I think maybe Clement probably tried that and thought, all right, let's go for it. Let's all be surprised. They can all be surprised together. Look, at the end of the day, listen, you're only as good as your last game. That's the old saying in football, Ross, right? My point is, to answer your question, how could he drop any of them after the performance against Celtic? So, you know, he's got to go with that winning team, clean sheet as well. No shocks at all, Ross. I think, you know, I know you're going to go into it. We're going to go into it by him. He was brave and fair play to him. He kept the same team. At the end of the day, there should be no excuses before kickoff, right?
No, 100%. There's no excuses. There's no excuses for it, regardless of anything else. And you know, it's you know, we're at a stage where, you know, we talk about beating Celtic, who have got a significantly greater financial advantage than us, and beating them convincingly. You have to put the shoe on the other foot, and that we have significantly more funds than Hibs, regardless of anything else. And I know our squad, we've had queries over the squad depth and things, but it doesn't make any excuses. It's another game where we went away and failed to win. It's absolutely unacceptable.
Your striker shouldn't score a hat trick away. Sorry, Ross. You can't be a football team like Rangers. And okay, maybe Rangers is still the institution, maybe not the team, but you know, if you go away and your striker scores a hat trick, and you don't win the game, serious questions have got to be asked. 100%.
100%. And like I say, we'll get into that. But Rangers, you know, came out the traps, and you couldn't ask for a better start. You know, Easter Road's a ground where we've actually got a pretty decent result. I think Ian Crocker, in amongst telling us 400 million times that Hibs won the 2016 Scottish Cup final, the winning goal was scored by Hibs manager David Gray. You know, because God forbid, we can't forget that. Said that we've actually not lost there for I think 10 years or something. But we started off really well. You know, ball played in the left. Excuse me, sorry. You know, Hamza Igaman just seems to be. He's just the man of the moment. You know, but he seems almost undroppable. He's the number 9 we've been looking for. He takes his goal absolutely superbly well. A great pass for Yanis Hadji to find him out from the left-hand side, and he strokes it home.
Yeah, and look, you know, he's just enjoying himself, isn't he? You know, he looks like a player that doesn't matter the conditions or the situation. He's just going to go play his own game. We saw nutmegs. We saw him hassling Ross. He was like a complete forward today. He came short. He stayed long. He was being physical. He was running in behind. Christ, I dare say we've got a striker on our hands, Ross. Do you know what I mean?
100%. I think he looks like the number 9 we've been missing for years. To be honest with you, he's got so many attributes. And I think one thing that Igaman, and we'll get further into him, but I think something that gets missed is that he's a young man who's came from, you know, North Africa. That's, you know, it's not the coldest place in the world, you know.
Of course.
Came. And I mean, I don't know, he's been like, this is probably the first year where he's maybe ever seen snow.
Listen, Ross, we're all tropical bears, mate, you know what I mean? But we're not really used to this penguin weather, do you know what I mean? So I feel for him. I do feel for him. You're right. The mentality to be able to adapt and listen, I mean, have you ever, when you wake up in the morning, you see the weather, you're like, oh, you can't be going to work. This guy's got to go out and actually try and win a game of football. And it's just a shame he doesn't have a better supporting act. You know, it's just a shame.
Yeah, 100%. I think he's like I say, when he's not contributing, the backup is, you know, Dessers, Danilo's had to play kind of out of position as well at times, and he's still coming back to full fitness. You know, he's been out for a long time, and like I say, when it's a supporting act, can't contribute, then it's unfair to expect him to have to deal with the whole thing. But you know, from that point, we're absolutely cruising. You know, we're playing really well. Hibs are playing really open, and you know, like we've said before, against Celtic in Europe, that's where we've had a lot of our success. Has came from teams being open, and we can hit them in the counter. And at that point, Hibs did know how to deal with us.
Yeah, you're right. And then, do you know, at 2-0, I text Scott and said, we need to score another goal. And then he said 2. And I went, I'm agreeing with you, because unfortunately, the story of the moral of the story for Rangers, we can't kill off games. We've been in positions where we should have killed off games and we can't, and we've been punished. And today's another example. And listen, it has to be said, fair play to Hibs, because they didn't look beat. And we have to be honest, as much as we're all Rangers fans, we've got to be honest, like, they did not look beat. And Ross, you can only beat what's in front of you. And I think they smelt blood, because obviously we've still had a great start. They came back into it. 2-1's a dangerous scoreline, and we all know what happened, Ross. So it's you know, like, we start so well, and it's the hope that kills you, Ross. You know, it's definitely the hope that kills you.
It's absolutely the hope that kills you, and we were given even more hope. You know, when Hamza Egeman put another ball at the left, we were getting a lot of joy. A great cross in for Bajrami, and Rangers scored from a header, our first in the league this year. It's a superb goal from Egeman, and he just shows how good he is.
Yeah, and that's the attributes we're talking about. You know, right foot, left foot. You know, a header, and you know, I don't want to emphasise it, but you know, I said this: we Rangers don't deserve Egeman, and when I say that, I mean that. When I say he doesn't deserve him, because your main striker that leading the line cannot put in that kind of performance and score that kind of goal, and the supporting act is not there, and the rest of them are letting him down, and that's why I say, oh, Rangers don't deserve him, because you know, if Dwight Gill goes and does that, he's a hero. He's a Hibs legend. Let's be serious, you know what I mean? But no, he done brilliantly well with the goal, especially coming against Rocky. And you know, listen, people have got their own opinion of Rocky. I like him. I know him, so I'm not going to slate him. But you know, I just wish he didn't score today, Ross. Sorry, man. I just wish he didn't score.
I wish he didn't score either. To be brutally honest, I didn't wish he didn't score either. But no, at that point, Bobby, you know, we're 2-0, we're cruising. Hibs, I think we noticed there's a bit of a change in Hibs. I think they realise they're playing too open, and you know, David Gray makes a change that he's trying to probably play for set pieces. I think that, and you know, David Gray's been under a lot of pressure throughout the season, but Hibs have been on form, so you can't write them off at that point. And like you said, they need another goal, and you know, just before half time, they were cruising. Hibs get a goal to bring themselves back into it, and 2-1, you're like, this could go anyway. You know, they've got support on. You know, they've got the support on their side. Probably at 2-0, they probably all wanting David Gray's head. But you know, a goal, like you say, the third's the killer. But when Hibs Hibs make it 2-1, they're right back into it.
Yeah, and that's the momentum, isn't it? And you know, when you get beat 2-0 at home, you know, all right, okay, cool, have a go. You know, you can either, you know what I mean, drop tools, or you can have a go. And fair play to them, they did have a go. And listen, the way they got back into it, it's a good finish. From a Rangers point of view, it's just annoying, because it's like, clear your lines. Remember that old saying, Ross? If in doubt, hit out. Just get it away. They can't score if the ball's all the way on the other side. And I think that's the more frustrating thing from a Rangers point of view, because why are we not being able to deal with stuff like this? But at the same time, playing devil advocate, you've got to say it's brilliant for Hibs, because they've just had a goal, you know. And to be fair, it's a great finish. Like, it's a good finish. And was it yourself? I can't remember, in the group chat, you know, Death, Taxis, Martin Boyle scores against Rangers. Like, it's always happening. Do you know what I mean?
He's a guy that always causes a bit of drama. He's always good for a goal against us. Him and Jordan White's always too. I always think of Jordan White at Ross County. He's always good for a goal against us. Even at that point, I think it's something that's been put up here, and I think, so you just forgive me, I need to find the comment again. It came from Paul, always a good contributor. It's Paul. You know, John Beaton was the man in the middle today. Will they great? Will they not? I don't know. I think Mo Diamande gets away with one in the first half. You know, there's a studs up. If roles were reversed, you're maybe screaming for a red card there.
Ross, do you know what? You're right, and I agree with you. It's swing. Good Good comment from Paul. Cheers for that. I think I tweeted it swings and roundabouts, right? You want it if you're the opposition team and your player's been tackled like that, you want to see a red, and it's vice versa with the penalty with Hadji. You know, the attacker's going to claim it, the defender's going to say no, it's not it. It swings and roundabouts, and you know I've said this before: the consistency of the inconsistency of VAR and some of these referees. It's always going to be a conversation. And I mean, was there many dubious decisions today? I mean, I don't think he was rubbish. I don't think he was bad. Rangers were lucky. Dio's luck. Listen, another game, he gets sent off, and you can't complain. So you know, you've just got to take what you're given with that, and so we don't get in trouble. We'll just say that the referees are obviously doing the best that they can do, and you know, it's always a tough fixture to referee. Easter Road, Hibs against Rangers. That's all I'll say about the refereeing.
Well, if people were agreeing with you before, I don't think they'll be agreeing with you after the hour mark when when Hibs play through, we lose the ball in the midfield. Hibs managed to play a couple of 1-2s, and I think it's Nicky Campbell gets in front of Yanis Hadji. There's a tangle of legs, and he goes down. John Beaton has a look at it, points to the spot, gives a penalty. Bobby, do you think it's a penalty kick?
Ross, do you know what, right? Before I answer it, I'm going to ask you, right? See, if you're the Hibs player, do you go down?
Of course you're going.
Yeah, but see, so if you're Hadji, if you're Hadji, right? We know what Hadji done, right? But what would you have done different if you're Hadji?
There's nothing you can do there. Do you know? Like I say, right. It's a tangle of legs. He just tries to put his foot in front, and he kicks him. Like if the rules are, like I say, and I always think about it, try and be kind of optimistic and not optimistic, but like fair. If rules are reversed, are you screaming for a penalty there? 100%, and it's just and it's stupid.
That's thank you. This is what I was trying to get. It was stupid, right? My managing of the game, I don't care, right? If he goes on and gets a shot, is it going to go and goes? We don't know, right? I think you could say it's not a pen, but as we've said earlier, swings and roundabouts, it's stupid. And that's how I'm going to answer it. It's stupid because don't give the referee something to think about. And if in doubt, he's going to point to the spot. And because there's collision, he's going to be like, well, contact in the box, rules are rules, and blah, blah, blah. And I said it wasn't a penalty. I've watched it again. If I'm Hibs, I'm claiming 100%. So are we going to sit here and be hypocrites? No. I'm still not saying it is a pen, but I can see why he's given it. That's what I'll say. What about you? Did you think it was a pen?
I mean, I suppose that's what VAR's for, in it. But
yeah.
Again, at the same time, you see these all the time, and it's unfortunately, it's one of these rules that's, well, it's not even a rule because it's open to interpretation. And I suppose that, like I say, that's what we get VAR for. And I would look, and I'll just try and be fair and say if rules are reversed, I'd be screaming for it. I would be screaming for it. I know Hadji kicks the guy's leg and he goes down. Anywhere else in the park, I don't even think it's a foul. But for some reason, as soon as things hit the penalty box, the rules seem to change. It was silly, but it was, again, it's all stemmed from, I know we want to talk about the referees, but this is a Rangers team that are 2-0 up and absolutely cruising after 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and within an hour, we're 2-0 down. Sorry, we're 2 each. We've let 2 goals in. One of them's a stupid penalty we gave away. Hibs at that point, momentum. We're talking about momentum.
Yeah.
Right back in it. We'd started the second half off all right, but then just completely collapsed. Our passing was abysmal. Our passing was absolutely awful today. We know the park wasn't great, but it didn't affect Hibs.
No,
Hibs
exactly.
Both teams play in the park.
Exactly. And Ross, just like you said, right, 2-0 up, right, cruising and so on. And, you know, you've got to ask yourself, all right, the players, this is where I don't blame Clement in this phase of play, because I'm thinking, that happens in the middle of the park. The referee probably plays on 50-50. Both are trying to go. The referee was like 2 players collided. But in the box, you always want your players to have some savvy, as they say, or some common sense. Now, Hadji was never going to win that ball, right? But at the same time, there is a way you can tackle in the box, you know? Now, for example, if he had let the Hibs player go in front of him and he put his hands up, we've all seen that before, ref had not touched him, the Hibs player might have dived. He might have tried to win a penalty. Do you know what I mean? It's obviously it's a split second, but it's things like that really frustrates you, because you're thinking, why? Then obviously, like you said, it's 2-2,
you know.
And well, I'll let you take over there, Ross. But we all know what happens next, don't we?
Well, at that point, the game can go anyway. Hibs hit the post, set pieces. But like I said, Hibs were playing for set pieces because they know our defence was all over the shop.
Yeah.
It really could have went any way. But for some reason, Hamza Igeman just decided, I'm going to be a footballer again. And he with another great bit of play. I thought Yilmaz played a good game, out of position again. Him and Cherny kind of linked down the left-hand side, down the right-hand side. And, the ball comes in and Eagleman sticks it away first time. It's a great finish. And he's got a hat-trick. He's the first guy to score a hat-trick for Rangers in the league since Kemar Roof against St Mirren.
It's like I said to you, we don't deserve Eagleman because, he must be thinking, how have I came all the way down to Leaf, scored 3 goals, and I've not even left with 3 points? And as I said, it's about the supporting that, but the goal is brilliant, obviously. Newlands and Cherny linked up beautiful. Better than we've seen Cherny link up with any other right back. I dare say that's not a dig to anyone that's watching. My point is this, that we cannot go ahead for the third time, score that goal, and then allow what happened. But, you've got to say to yourself, listen, he's going to be a player for us, Eagleman. Listen, you just hope he stays fit. That's it. You just hope he stays fit, Ross. 100%. What about you? What did you think about the finish?
Superb finish. I think that's what you get the best out of him. I know we've had a couple of goals where he's maybe taking a touch, and he's young and he's got to learn. And sometimes I think he can be quite prone to overplaying it. But you see his goals, his 3 goals, they come from bang, first time finish. You've got the opportunity, take it, hit it early, down low, past the goalie. That's what you want. That's what you want in a centre forward, especially at that point where it's supposed to should have deflated them and should have just killed them. And they went like, after all this possession, after all the chances, Rangers got the part and score. Hamza gets a hat-trick, you're like, brilliant, superb. But, but then Rangers just decide to realise that they're playing away from home and shoot themselves in the foot. So, another set piece, we're flattening out of the place. I know people talking about there's a foul in it somewhere. I think it's just really bad defending, to be honest with you. And your boy Rocky comes in with a header, and it's probably no more than Hibs deserve, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and do you know what, Ross? That's why I love you, because you know what, we're all Rangers fans, but at the same time, we're all football people, and there was a game of football there to be won. There was a game of football to be defending the lead, and you know what, Hibs probably thought, we're at home, and it's all like I said about man management. Stupid is like the way Hibs were playing. They were looking for set pieces, and fair play to them. Listen, we've seen Bolton do it, Stoke City do it. Players, teams, you play our strengths. That's why I don't understand where we weren't smart enough to, try and prevent stuff like that. What was it? Give yourself a chance. Like, literally, give yourself a chance, and we weren't doing that. And listen, I know much hasn't been said about Kelly and stuff. However, I think I've got to say this, that if you come, you go through everyone. I don't care if there's a Rangers jersey or a Hibs jersey. You'll get the foul. Go through everyone. Now, his starting position, I wasn't really too keen on it because I was thinking, what are you doing here? He's not really giving himself a good run out. But if you're going, you make sure you get it. And Rocky scores and kind of summed up his game as well, to be honest, because some of his defending was a bit, it was a bit smelly. But the frustration is just that. You know what I was saying to you offline? I was like, I said that. What's it to Ross? I said, if you're an S4 and you play the people below you in S3, and it's like, I know I'm better than you, I know I'm stronger than you, I know if the people that are younger than you have to play to their utmost best to even try and level with me, why do I not raise our game? And what I'm trying to say is this: Rangers are a team, and Celtic as well, that everyone wants to beat. So the form Hibs are in. David Gray's just one manager. They're in good form, right? You have to be above that, the level that it's required. You need to be in better. And I just thought to myself, some of the players I was looking at there, I was like, why are you not looking at this opposition at Hibs and saying, we're going to beat you today, no matter what? And unfortunately, we just didn't get that. Listen, when it went 3-2, we thought, okay, we've got away with one here. But then when it went 3-3, it was just like, well, reality, isn't it?
It is. It's the harsh reality of Rangers away from home. Like we were saying, but we just kind of seem to put ourselves into scenarios that we could be avoiding. Even last week against Motherwell, we didn't have to be 200, but it was a poor play. It was just a lack of a lack of attitude, and it's been unacceptable, to be honest with you. But just in added time, there's 4 minutes added on time. Rangers get one last break of the ball. Your boy Rocky is at 6s and 7s. Eagleman breaks through, and he hits the post. I think Rangers just seem to love hitting the post at the moment. But that's when your luck's in, that goes one side of the post, and when your luck's out, it goes the other way.
That's it, and it's unfortunate that I don't think anyone at Rangers would have wanted anyone on the end of that, because you'd want him, because you'd be like, he scored. And I think that finish, that phase of play sums up where Rangers are right now. Sometimes you shoot, sometimes you score, sometimes you shoot and you miss. And it was really heart and mouth at that moment in time, because if he scores, then you forget about everything. But then, it's a proper reality check, that, they can beat Celtic, brilliant. But, as I said, and I tweeted this, I was asked, should Clement go? Should Clement stay? And I answered it by saying, is Clement good enough to go and dominate Scottish football? The proof's in the pudding, And I'm going to ask you, Ross. I know you're hosting, so forgive me. But regardless of this performance, in fact, no, let's add this performance in, Ross. From how we've been this season, okay, and obviously the last few results and so on, what do you think? Should he go? Should he stay? Or, what would you do if you were the chief exec?
I mean, I've long been a component of that. He's not the guy. He's not the guy, and there's far too much evidence stacked against him. Because if you're the Rangers manager and you want to win trophies and you want to win championships, you need to win away from home. It's as simple as that. And I think he said that in his last 15, we've won 4. We've won 4 away games at the last 15, and that includes, we've lost at Ross County, we've drew with Dundee, we've drew with Motherwell, beat off St Mirren, on top of having to go to Parkhead. We got Scudden at Parkhead, we get beat at Pittodrie. These are hard places as well. We went to Tynecastle against Hearts, who've been really bad this season, couldn't beat them. We've been 2-0 up against Hibs, we should be strolling, we don't win the game. That's unacceptable, regardless of how many games you win at home. If you can't win away from home, then it's not good enough. And I've long been a component of it, but I'm still the point that he's done things that have been positive, and he's had a lot of hard things, and they'll always get that, and that's fine. But when it comes down to the nitty gritty, he's not good enough, and I think a change is needed. But that is one of those things that will.
Ross, I agree with you. Proof's in the pudding, isn't it?
100%. 100%. But obviously, and the gaffer is obviously putting he's always got to get his tuppence worth in as well. So we can't, if we leave him out for getting his opinions out there again, we'll all get into trouble for it. 100%. Oh, the gaffer gets the final word, and I think we'll leave it at that. After another disappointing afternoon for Rangers, the only way is up, hopefully. But we've got another away game against Dundee on Thursday. We will be with you again after that. Bobby, thank you so much for coming on and joining me this afternoon.
Oh, you're a gentleman, mate. I'm sure we'll get our 2 pints worth in the group chat now.
Absolutely. And the rest of the guys will be breaking this down for you over the next couple of days on the Rangers Journal. Again, my name's Ross Dillon. Thank you so much for joining us all. Please get your likes. Thanks so much again for your comments. Thanks to Bobby for joining us. And remember, every night is a Rangers Journal night. Take care.